Good morning, everyone. Welcome to YouTube Live. This is our strength training workout for the week. If you notice today, I brought in a prop, a chair. We have used this before in some of our workouts. If you're going to use a chair, make sure it is sturdy. You're going to be standing on it. You're going to be having a foot on it. Make sure it doesn't have wheels, so it's not going to slide around. If you do not have a chair for today's workout, no problem. I'm going to be giving you options today. And again, this is our strength-based workout, so you need to have your dumbbells ready, have your assortment out. Some of today's workouts, or I should say most of the day's workout today, we're going to be doing unilateral exercises, which means you'll be using one arm, one leg, or a combination of an arm and leg on the exercises. I love to do that because it brings in a lot of core activity to help stabilize and build strength in your core without having to do crunches and planks, although we do have some planks coming up your way. We're going to be doing some of those unilateral exercises. As always, to get started, let's go ahead and do a little warm-up today, guys. Go ahead and take your arms, nice big shoulder rolls coming forward. And let's go backwards. Take that left arm across your body and look over your left shoulder. Get a little extra stretch through your shoulder. And switch it up. We're going to alternate grabbing knees into your chest. As you do, point your toe to the floor. Knee up, point toe. Now just switch that to a foot grab. Again, just alternate sides. We don't want to hold that too long. We want to get some motion in there. A little active stretching, not just static. And we're going to loosen up through your hips as well. So hold on to something if you need it. And let's take that right leg all the way across and all the way out. And change legs. Reach your arms out in front, touch your thumbs together, now pull back. Keeping your elbows shoulder height, squeeze your shoulder blades together, reach forward again. Pull, squeeze, and release. Two more times. Now take your feet apart, get your hands to your knees. Bend your knees and we're going to push that right shoulder to your left knee. Come back to center. Left shoulder to right knee. A few more times to each side. And come back to center. Hop or step your feet back underneath your hips. We've got about 30 seconds before we get started. If you're just joining in, chair is being used as a prop today. If you do not have a chair, no big deal. I'm going to give you options to do it without the chair. Although I'd love to have you join in. It's going to make things a little bit more interesting, a lot more fun to use the props. So, the first set of our exercises today, it's really only two body parts. It's going to be legs and hips and rows. If you're going to use the chair, what we're going to do today is step ups. So we're going to go into a nice easy step up, just like this. I'm going to be holding weights. And then for the back exercise, we're going to place a hand on a chair and we're going to do a rolling motion from the floor to our hip. Now, if you do not have a chair for the prop today, your option exercises is just to do a backwards lunge. Okay, so if I'm cueing right foot up on the step, you're going to be going backwards with your right leg. And when it's time to do the row, if you don't have a chair, just rest your elbow on your knee, just like this, okay? But I'm going to be using a chair today. A sequence today of timing. We're going to go through those exercises with no rest. So we're going to go step up on one leg, row on one side, step up on the other side, row on the other side. And we're going to go through that with no rest 3 times. So it's going to be step up, row times 3. Okay? So we've got about 30 seconds before we get started. Again, if you're stepping up, you can be with me. If you're not, you're going to be lunging. When it's time for the row, hand on a chair. If you don't have the chair, your elbow is going to be on your knee. I'm going to be holding weights for the step-ups. I'm going to start with just one weight, not 2. So I'm going to hold that weight in my left hand while my right foot goes on the step. You ready? Let's go, guys. This is 45 seconds of work, no recovery. Let's hit it. Now, the big key about doing step-ups is that you want to be able to push the energy into the platform. Don't push the energy off the floor. So the way you do that, and to make sure you don't, is when that foot hits the floor on the way down, do not shift your weight into that leg. You want to keep maybe a little slight forward angle. We got 10 seconds to go. Remember, there's no rest. So since I'm stepping up with my right leg, I'm going to put that right leg back on the floor and row with my right arm. Ready? Let's go. Here's the transition. Right here. Floor and row. So we're stretching those lats on the way down and squeezing. And there's just a slight angle from that dumbbell. Okay? It's like you're pulling it back right to the top of your hip, but you can also think about pulling your elbow to the ceiling. Now, I've always cautioned people about the weight they use for this. I like to see you use the heaviest weight possible. So if you're carting around 5 or 8 pound dumbbells, see if you can hold 2 of them to get maximum work. Got 10 seconds to go. Then I'm going to shift to my left foot up on the step. Ready? Here we go. I'm going to keep that weight in my right hand. Left foot up. Here we go. Again, I'm keeping the weight on that forward leg. I'm as easy as I can on that foot that's touching the floor. Remember the option, if you're not on a chair with me, you're doing lunges, going backwards. Sorry if my head's disappearing out of screen, but you don't need to see my head doing the exercise, just my hips and my leg. 2 more. Good, here we go. Left leg back, left arm row. So since I've got my back toward the camera on this, you can really see what's happening with that elbow, how high it's getting, and how there's a slight rotation of my torso as I pull it up. We got 10 seconds to go. That'll complete 1 round of these. We've got 3 rounds to go, and we're not resting. I'm grabbing the other dumbbell, so now I'm holding both weights for my step up. Here we go. Right foot up. Let's go. Now, I've just doubled the weight that I'm using for the step up. But what's happened, since now I have a weight in each hand, my core is not working nearly as much to keep me balanced because I have weights on both sides. Yes, the step up is harder, but a little less core activation here. One more. I'm going to drop one weight into the row. And we're going to get a nice long split through your legs so you can really drop that weight down without feeling this in your low back. Remember, if you don't have the chair, your elbow is on your knee. Two more. Here we go, back to the step up on the left side now. Ready? Let's go. Remember, slight forward lean over that leg on a platform. That'll make sure you're engaging your hamstring, your glutes. Again, try not to bend on that floor leg and push into the platform. 15 seconds. One more. Good, dropping that weight in my right hand, rowing with the left. We've got one more set of these coming up. I'm going to go back to holding one weight. Just to work on a little bit more of my stability. Last one. All right, here we go. Weight in the left hand, right foot up. Last round, let's go. I already feel, just dropping that one weight, my core working to keep my body straight up and down. Not leaning away. Activating more muscles to stay balanced. Two more. Row on that same side. Floor to hip. Ten seconds. Last one. Keep that weight in that right hand. Left foot up. Here we go. If you notice, I'm not springing up as fast as I can. I'm trying to use that muscle control to feel it the whole range. Two more. Here we go. Let's take the row, last side. Ten seconds to go. This will be the last exercise in this round. A little break coming up. Last one right here. Good job, guys. 1 full minute break. Then we're going to come in with some core work. Get some water, towel off. So go ahead and come on back to your spot. We're actually going to be on your knees for this first exercise. Knees about hip width apart. I want you to grab a moderate dumbbell. Hold it by the edges. Now, this is a core exercise here. Now, lift that dumbbell up with me. Shoulder height. Now turn it to one side, draw an arc, and get to the other side. We're trying to keep our hips from moving, and we're just turning your torso. That dumbbell should come somewhere around eye level. The further you hold that dumbbell away from you, the more challenging this is. And obviously, the heavier dumbbell you have, the more challenging it is. One more to the other side. We're going to immediately go to an inverted plank. Whatever you were using for your chair, your platform, feet up on your hands. Tuck your hips under and hold. If you were not using a chair, you're just in a nice basic plank. Tighten the muscles in your quads. Reach your head forward. Remember, your head should be further than your fingers. Hands directly underneath your shoulders. 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on up. We got less than a minute break here. Then we're going to go to our new series of exercises. All for legs. So flip that chair around because you're going to need the top side of it for our second exercise. Two heavy weights. So we're going to do a set of squats right here. As soon as we finish our set of squats, we're going to drop one dumbbell and go into single leg deadlifts on one side. Okay, so we're going to go set of squats, single leg right, single leg left, right back to the squats. We're going to do 3 sets of those, just like we did on the other side. So here we go. Grab your weights, posture, feet, let's go. Remember, keep your head and shoulders up as you're going down in your squat. Now, before we get to that deadlift, you know, most of the time when I'm doing those single leg deadlifts, I'm not using anything for balance or a chair for that matter. I will today because I'm really looking for hip turn, hip rotation, and loading up that leg. So I'll show you what that's like. Drop one weight. Here we go. Weights in the left hand, stand on your left leg. As you reach down, you're going to turn and open that hip which you really can't do if you're in that balance cycle. So I'm just placing it very gently. I'm not leaning into the chair. It's just there to keep me from tipping over, because I'm really trying to load that standing leg by lifting that back leg as high as I can and opening the hip. Think about length here. Watch, my spine never bends. It's staying long. That leg never bends. It's pushing out. Let's change hands, change legs. Weight in the right hand, right leg down. Here we go. Again, since my back is going to be facing the camera here, you can see the opening up. Now, depending on your flexibility, if that weight is hitting the floor, keeping you from going down further, stop just before you get there and work on lifting that free leg even higher. We got 15 seconds to go. Remember, this is a non-stop set again. So as soon as we finish with this side, we are going right back to the squats. So prepare to grab that other dumbbell. Let's go. Grab it. And let's squat. Now when I go back to my deadlifts, I'm going to reach for something just a little bit heavier. These are 20-pound dumbbells I'm holding here. I'm going to grab a 25 for my single leg deadlift. Two more. Good. Keep the weight in your left hand. Right side is free. Here we go. Lengthen your spine. If that means you step away from the chair a little bit, that's fine. Ten seconds to go. Switch hands, switch legs. Ready? Hit it. If all you're doing is feeling the stretch on this particular exercise, I may say that you're not holding a heavy enough weight to challenge yourself, because you definitely want to feel the control going down, but you need to feel the strength of that standing leg's glutes and hamstring to get back up, and you're not pushing off the chair. Remember, we're right back to the squats. Give me one more. Good. Grab your matching set. Here we go. Back to squats. Last set. Stay flat on your feet, drive through the heels. Push your hips back, engage your abs. Last one right here. Back to the deadlifts, last set. Weight in the left hand, left leg down. Hit it. If you focus on anything on this last set, focus on opening the hip and lifting that back leg high. But if it means you're pushing into that chair harder, just be careful of compensating for that. I'm trying to get you to lift that leg higher to load up the standing leg, not load up your arm. 10 seconds. Last one. Switch hands. Other side, last time. Fifteen seconds. Last one. Good job. Put that weight down. 1 full minute break. And we're going to come back and we're going to hit those 2 core exercises we did a moment ago. Shoulder width apart. Actually, not that wide. Let's make it hip width, because the closer your knees are together, the more challenging this is. So I'm going to take a little bit higher arc with my weight this time. Maybe just a little bit higher than my head, but not over my head. I got to keep that weight in front of me if I want to feel it in my core. So here we go. Weight comes out in front. Bring it to one side, make that arc across to the other side. And what you want to do is avoid leaning. When that weight starts to get to the center, you really pull your belly button in tight. One more time to each side. And now we're going to move right back to that inverted plank. So if you're on that chair, feet up, hands down. Let's go. Hold. Remember, hands directly under your shoulders. Tuck your hips underneath you. Lengthening your legs. Reach your head forward. Strong and straight. Fifteen seconds to go. Hang in there. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on up. You've got a little over a minute break, and we're going to start a new section. Upper body this time. So as we start on some upper body stuff, we're going to go down to the ground on your knees again. And I want to play around with this kneeling position today. Just kind of get you off your feet, so you got to use a little bit more of your abs, because a lot of times we get on our feet, we can shift our weight. So if you need to double up your mat, if you need some extra cushion between your knees and the floor, go ahead. Our first 2 exercises is we're going to be doing a 1 side shoulder press, followed up with that same arm doing a side raise. Very tough combination to do them both, but let's give it a shot. Here we go. Weight in the right hand. Let's go. Press. Now, what I'm looking at, or what you should be looking at, is a feeling, is that when you press that weight up overhead with one arm, you're not leaning away to get that. You want to think about your spine staying straight up and down. And if you take that free hand, you should be able to feel those ab muscles working to keep you from doing that, particularly on the opposite side. So while that weight has gone up on my right, my left side is really activating to keep me from leaning that way. We're gonna get 2 more. Now, I need to take a little bit lighter weight, but now we're gonna go to that side raise on the same side. Tough combination. And now you've really got to work so you don't lean to the other side. So if you feel this happening, you can do one of 2 things. Just focus on your abs a little bit more, or take a wider stance with your knees. I'm trying to get that arm, shoulder height, maybe a little bit higher, but not higher than your head. 2 more to go. Good. Drop the weight. Little transition time to get to the other side. Weight to your shoulder. Ready? Let's press. Overhead. Again, the opposite side is where you should feel that activation. So again, you can grab your waist and feel those muscles activating to keep you from bolting over. Two more. All right, let's transition to that side raise now. Ready? Let's go. Take it out. Again, higher than your shoulder, not higher than your head. Opposite side keeps you from leaning away. Two more. Good job. Put that weight down. Now we do have another set of those shoulders coming up with a little bit of a twist. We're going to take a short break right here, and then we're going to go over to the chair and do a set of a set of planks with a knee tuck. So all that means is we're going to have our arms on the chair, alternating, bringing a knee in toward our chest. And just like before, if you do not have a chair or if you have not been using a prop today, you're going to be on your straight arm plank doing knee tucks. So if you're with me on the chair, here we go. Forearm plank, elevate, tuck it under strong, and here we go. One knee, bring it back, and switch. As I bring that knee in, I'm really drawing my belly button in two. Make sure you're not pushing back on the chair, or if you're on the floor, on your arms, so my shoulders stay forward. 15 seconds. One more on each side. Good job. Come on down. All right, so we're going to move back to that kneeling shoulder exercise. I'm going to give you a little bit of a twist with both our stance, and we're going to bring in a third exercise. So you're also going to need a weight with you that you can do a bicep curl with. So the stance difference is, instead of being on both knees, we're going to have 1 foot forward. Okay? So the knee you're kneeling on is the one that's going to be doing the pressing. So we're going to be doing shoulder press, side raise, and then we're going to be doing a bicep curl, all 3 exercises in a row. I'm going to turn on a slight angle, just so you can see my grounded position. With that foot forward, I'm also going to shift a little bit into a hip flexor stretch, but not much of one, because I need to stay stable in my core. Ready? Here we go. Now what this little split stance does now is it takes away that immediate position underneath my left side to where I've got to work even harder to not lean away. Now if you have that foot way out to the side, I'm not going to use the word cheat, but you're giving yourself an advantage by using that leg for your balance and not your core. Last one right here. A little transition to switch to the side raise. Again, I'm gonna close up my stance so you can see what I'm talking about. So I want to keep that front leg directly in line with my hips, just like it was when I was kneeling. If it gets too far out to the side, it's like standing with your feet very wide. And now I'm really having to work to keep from leaning to the other side because that dumbbell is heavy. And if all I'm thinking about is getting the weight up, then I'm going to throw my body to the opposite way and use momentum, which I don't want to do. Last one. Grab your weight you're going to use for bicep curls. And now I'm going to close up and get right in front of you. So here's what I'm talking about. It's a narrow stance. That foot is just in front of you. Now the way I'm really hitting these biceps is I'm pushing that elbow into my body to keep me from swinging my arm. 15 seconds. Last one. Nice. All right, we're going to change our stance. The other foot comes up. Grab your weight you're using for shoulder press. Opposite side. Ready? Here we go. Again, you can take a slight forward position with your hips to feel a hip flexor stretch, but don't do that if it makes you arch your back, because that's going to take you out of your core control. Two more. Switch. Little transition time to get to that side raise. Remember, close that foot off. Keep it narrow, hip width apart. Let's go. Higher than your shoulder, not higher than your head. Two more to go. And we're switching to the bicep curl weight. I'll show you that side to where I keep that elbow in front. So I'm getting that elbow right, kind of almost on top of my hip bone. And if you notice, the upper part of my arm can't swing because my body is blocking it. This is especially helpful if you have a tendency to swing your arms on bicep curls. We've got 10 seconds to go, and then we're gonna do an immediate transition into that plank with the knee tuck. Last one. All right, let's go. Forearms into that chair or hands to the floor. Let's go. Make sure when you pick that foot up, you don't pike your hips to the ceiling. "15 seconds. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Come on up. We've got a 1-minute break. Then we're going to come back with a finisher exercise for triceps. The finishing exercise we're going to do is going to be a tricep kickback, but we're going to do it in that single leg hip hinge position. So with that weight in the right hand, I'm going to have my chair in front of me. I'm going to get all the way out here and in this hip hinge position to do a tricep kickback. Now, we've done that before with a one-arm row. So now we're going to stay down there. Again, you want to have that hand out in front of you as light as possible just to keep you from tipping over. You want the weight of your body to all be on that standing leg. Now, grab a heavy weight for your triceps, but make sure you can control it. So let's go. Find your position, and it's 45 seconds. Again, I'm just very light on that chair, but I'm definitely got a hold of it. And every now and again, I'll just kind of feather my fingers just to make sure I'm not gripping too tight. But if you can see where that standing leg is, the knee is slightly bent, and all of my body weight is centered over that leg. Try to keep that free leg parallel to the floor. That means you got to activate your glutes to hold the leg up. 10 seconds. Let's switch. Here we go. Position, leg up, tricep. Free leg. Remember, when you extend that tricep arm, and you can't see it too well from this one, but make sure you hold it at a complete stop before you bend and start again. 10 seconds. Now we're going to go to back-to-back sets, but we're going to go down to the floor. Just follow me. Last one. Hands and knees this time. Put that weight back in your right hand. Now left leg straight back. And make sure that left hand is directly underneath your shoulder. Look how compact my stance is. My hand is not way out in front of me, and my knee is directly underneath my hip. And what I feel most of all is my glutes are on fire, holding the position, particularly that leg that's up in the air, because I'm squeezing it. Lengthening it. 2 more. Switch. Last exercise of the day. Make it strong. Compact stance. Push that leg out. Let's go. 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, last one. Since I'm already down on the floor, drop it back to a child's pose. Come up to all fours. Bring that right foot to the outside of your right hand. Now you can fully shift your body weight forward. Open up your hip flexor. And now come on up. We're gonna grab that left arm, grab the elbow, pull it back, shift your weight forward, hip flexor stretch as well as tricep. And now we're gonna sit back into your heel, stretching your right hamstring. Let's get to the other side. All fours first. Left foot to the outside, the left hand. Shift your weight forward. Now bring it up. Grab that right elbow. Let your hips go forward as you pull that elbow back. And now sit back. Come on up, all the way up to your feet. Let's take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, reach those arms out to shoulder height. Grab that left foot with your left hand. Bend into that right knee and pull back. And switch. Drop it on down, last stretch, big breath in. Exhale, reach your arms wide, clasp those hands behind you, roll your shoulders back, press your hands away. Good job today, guys. I'm giving you a thumbs up. If you like the workout, come give me a thumbs up on the YouTube channel. Remember, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see when I post all my workouts, make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll get dinged every time something new comes up. Have a great rest of your day. This is the best way to start it. See you next time. Next live workout is Wednesday morning, bodyweight boot camp. See you then.